Hi everyone, it's Jack here with episode 4 of WAAC Weekly, the show where we look at Team Red Path news, as well as World Eaters out in the world. I've kind of decided to stick with the name, to be honest. I think I'm so far in now that I won't say growing on me, but maybe growing on me, just in a very unpleasant way. Let's get into the video. Okay, so diving straight into the tournament roundup for this week, with a pretty big 43 games played this week with World Eaters. 5 GTs, including 3 2-3s and 2 1-4s, and 6 RTTs with 1-2-1, 1-1-1-1, 1-1-2, and 3 0-3s. Unfortunately, this means that this week we've dropped to a 28% win rate, but good to see so many games played, 43 games, people clearly prepping for the Codex, which is good to see. Also of note, also good to see this week, after a very, good for me, after a very long time, there has finally been some movement at the top of the global World Eaters rankings for the people who care about that kind of thing, which I kind of do. So I've leapfrogged Ben into first with my performance at Kent last week. It remains very tight at the top. Dylan down in 5th as well has only done 3 events, so another strong showing from Dylan will probably put him in the top 3, if not first. As I'm very aware, there are some pretty big events coming up, LVO, for one in the States, and then hopefully also a couple of decent sized UK events. So I've got Nottingham coming up to hopefully solidify my hold on first place. However, I'm kind of assuming that all of the US guys, and I think that is Ben, Mark, Ken, Dylan, Zach, Jamie, at least, I know are all US based, and I would assume most of them are going to LVO. I know that Josh Khorne down in 7th is UK. I know that Liam Werswick is in the UK as well, and so is Mars Wolfenden. Still all to play for. LVO being the capstone for the season is obviously makes it quite exciting. So keep an eye on the rankings as we progress through the weeks. I'll bring it up again if stuff changes again, just to keep everyone up to date, I guess. So then on to Team Red Path news. Unfortunately, no one was active this weekend that I could see. Again, if I am wrong about that, please message me, DM me on Discord. You know where I am, and I'll get you into next week. Please share when you're playing in games, and I'll be able to track you as part of this. So in terms of other World Eaters tournament performances, I did mention that there was a 2-1 at one of the RTTs. Chris Rayner, you fans of the show may remember him from last week. So he finished 4th at the Steel City RTT last weekend, having gone 2-1. And then he had another RTT this weekend, the Outpost RTT, where he finished 5th this week. So he is slipping, clearly. Fine. He finished top 5 2 each running. And this was with a very different list. So last week he ran the Exalted Bloodthirster with Argath, so the damage 3 sweeps and the phase cap, which I mentioned was something I really want to try. This week he did away with that completely and instead ran Abaddon Zal with a Zal DP, 3 squads of 9 Berserkers, 2 Claw Soulburner Decimators, which is cool. Mo, 2 squads of 5 Possessed, a couple of Rhinos, some Cultists. Very different list, and he still did very well with it. Clearly he's a very good player who can adapt to stuff very quickly. So he beat Blood Angels and Tau and lost to Death Guard, which is, beating Blood Angels and Tau is pretty good. Blood Angels are better at melee than us, in my opinion, and Tau are Tau. No one likes Tau. So yeah, another fantastic performance from Chris Rayner in the UK, Sheffield area by the looks of it. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. So as I mentioned, there wasn't that much activity this week. So in terms of units to watch, obviously not much changed in the meta recently. I will say, having tried the Flames of Spite / Gorget of Eternal Hate Disco Lord, that I do really like him. The terrain may have played a part in that, because my concern with the Disco Lord is that he struggles to get places, because he obviously doesn't have breach ball, so he has to go round buildings. But and obviously the terrain last week was pretty sparse. But I am going to try him again this week in my list tailoring league game. I'm going to run that same list, basically the Lord of Skulls Raider meme list. Player plays terrain again, but there will be more terrain, so I'm kind of keen to see how it does in a more traditional setting. And that is tomorrow night for me, so I will let you all know how I get on next week. One thing I will say about the Disco Lord in that build, at least, is Flames of Spite. The mortals on 6s do work for shooting, but the reroll wounds is melee only, and I had that pointed out during one of my games last weekend, and forgot to mention it. But it is a thing to think about, and I wouldn't want anyone to play him wrong, as I did for my first game, and felt bad about it. So I'm also still looking for an opportunity to test demons. I know people have been doing all right with them. The Exalted Bloodthirster with the Relic Axe, or just the Exalted Bloodthirster, are cool tech pieces, and I think they help us, especially if you're running Abaddon as well. I know that like 650 points is a lot to type into 2 models, but it just hard counters some armies so well. Like both Tau Guard to a certain extent will have tough time, or maybe not new Guard, but old Guard, have tough times into both of those. Blood Angels, I would imagine, would have a rough time into face cap models. There are quite a few lists that you might come up against that are relatively popular that people will struggle to kill 2 face cap models, as well as potentially 8 red butchers with illusory and rune. So I really think there's something there, but I haven't found the event or the models to test it yet. Maybe Nottingham in January. Who knows? Maybe. So as I mentioned, I've got my list tailoring league game on Tuesday, and then next weekend I'm going to another RTT, this time in Canterbury, and this is where I'm going to be testing out a new-ish creation. I'm basically stealing Dara's list and shoehorning Abaddon into it, after Dara's great success at Coventry and my not so great success. So I will be basically trying out some Chosen. I've adapted his list a little bit, so I've instead of running a big block of Berserkers, I've split my Dara's big block of Chosen into 2 squads of 5. I think I've added a Rhino, potentially, and I'm only running 8 Terminators instead of 10. So the list is basically Abaddon, Demon Prince with Disciple of Khorne, Dark Apostle with Illusory, 2 squads of 5 Berserkers, squad of 10 Cultists, my Butcher Bomb but without any Flamers, so just 8 of them with Accursed Weapons and Bolters and Rune. 1 squad of 5 Possessed for a little bit of speed, 2 squads of 5 Chosen, both with Icons, 2 Rhinos, and a Drill with Flamers. No Crown either, which is going to make me sad, I think. But we'll see. It's on GW terrain, which I'm not that familiar with, so it'll be interesting to see how the extra speed provided by the Rhinos goes down, and also the protection, I guess, but we'll see. Again, I will let you know next week. And then finally, the great game. So just to keep everyone updated, there has been a little bit of gain, but no real changing of places. Khorne is still down at the bottom. World Eaters are at 180 players with submitted scores around the world this week. So running total, not 180 players this week. Otherwise this video would be very, very long. Emperor's Children are up to 218. Thousand Suns are at 1,097. And Death Guard are still in the lead with 1,287. as I say, I expect World Eaters in particular to go up significantly end of January, early February, is my prediction. But Dara will probably say fucking June, because he's Dara. Yeah, so a bit of a short one this week. You guys need to play more games. Kill main burn. Take World Eaters. Beat everyone. Then I'll have loads to talk about. You can make me record very long videos. So yeah, go do that. Yeah, so I guess that's it. So stay healthy, stay safe, and kill main burn.